Hello everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So this is Choma from Lagos, Nigeria. How is the weather where you are? It's a pleasant sunny morning. Thank God the rains are over. I smell Christmas. Who is excited about Christmas? So today we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic. As you can see, it's all around love. Love, 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 love. And also Christmas is a season of love. A lot of our young ladies are going to be getting a lot of proposals all the time. So we want to talk about love, love from a man's perspective. When a man says to a lady, I love you, what does he mean? This is one question that I've always wondered about, pondered on. Now, what do men really mean when they talk about love? I'm a woman. If I tell a man or my child that I love him or her, I know exactly what I mean. But sometimes it gets a little bit confusing when men say this. And I want a man to share with us, to open up the heart of men to us and let us know what they're really saying when they're telling ladies this thing. So over to you, young man.
Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this show, this session. So I'll be talking about when a man says I love you, what does he mean? So this is actually a nuanced question. By that I mean, it has different factors and different aspects of it. So it's not just something that is straightforward. But I'll try my best to cover everything.
Tell us those secrets, those things that the men are actually thinking. Because this thing love, I sometimes feel that when a man uses that word love, what he's communicating to a woman comes across differently to the woman, and the man is saying a totally different thing. So that's the reason why I had to bring a man in to help us to address this question, because it appears that what a woman defines as love is totally different from what a man calls love when he's talking to a woman, when he's telling a woman I love you. So please help us today, help our women. The reason I'm making this video is for our ladies, our women. I want a man to tell us the truth, open up the heart of men. These are things that men, ladies, I want you to really pay attention. These are things that men ordinarily don't share. Men don't take us to the depth of their soul, to their heart of hearts, to really bring out the things that make them do the things they do. So you're really privileged that a man, is willing to share some of these things, publicly, to let us know what they are saying when they are saying certain things. Thank you.
Yes. So, the first thing I want the ladies to know is that when a man says I love you, it's actually different from what a woman understands as love. It's actually totally different, and the problem you run into problems if you take it at face value and think that it means what you think that I love you should mean. So it's totally different, and this is because fundamentally men and women are wired differently. Our brains are wired differently. I don't want to go into that. The men are more functional, logical in their thinking, while women are more emotional and more intuitive and all that. So when a man says I love you, it can actually mean a whole lot of things. I want to start with the very superficial ones. So for a lot of young men, when they say I love you, it's actually mere infatuation. It might actually mean that at this very moment that I'm with you here, I actually like you, I want to be with you just this moment, and that's the way I'm feeling right now. And there's no guarantee that in the next 1 hour I may feel that way. Okay. Even though I'm saying I love you.
Sorry,
So
when you say be with you, okay, be with them at that point in time.
Yes, you're making me feel good. I'm enjoying your company.
Oh.
I like that and all that. And so it doesn't guarantee that in the next day, next 1 week, I want to be with you.
Oh my God.
So this is actually one of the. I said I'm starting with the superficial ones, and this is because of the way the man's brains are wired. You know, he's more of a person of the moment thing. You get than a long-term stuff. Men see beautiful girls and they know, this girl is beautiful, let me chase her, you know, let me go after her, and they do stuff. And when that moment passes, by the next day you tell them, do you remember that girl you talked about? And they can't even remember, they can't even describe the person. Are you
serious?
You know, and when they were going after that person, I say, yeah, you know, I love you, all that and all that, and just the next day they can't even, it's just been wiped off because there was nothing, no real commitment, no real meaning attached to their actions or what they were saying at that particular time. So that's one of the superficial ones that you need to understand. This is because of the way men are wired. They are people of the moment, and that's important for you to note. So when you hear such a thing, somebody who doesn't really know you, who you know, there's nothing, they really don't know anything about you, and they're telling you, I love you, I love you. So on what basis are they loving you? So you don't take that talk very seriously. The second part is, which you have to note, and this is the point, say just before sex or in the middle of sex, and a man says I love you, it means a totally different thing. At that time, that's how he's feeling.
Okay.
Yes, just before sex. Okay.
When you say just before sex,
yes,
you mean two people? Are these married people? Are they what?
Whether married or single, and you're with a guy and you guys are about to have sex,
okay,
and he's saying I love you.
Okay.
At that time, he's not the one saying it.
Seriously?
Because there are hormones that have moved into his brain.
Hormones are now working on his mouth too.
Yeah, moved into his brain. And you know the bad thing about this one is that those hormones disappear after he has ejaculated. And sadly, the next moment he may not be feeling that same way that he was feeling before. At that time, you know, the hormones have been pumped into his bloodstream, his brain. So he's just saying everything he needs to say to get what he wants at that time. So if he's saying I love you at that the heat of that passion, please don't take it seriously, because and many girls have been burnt with someone maybe cuddling you and all that, and saying I love you,
meaningful nothings,
and the next moment when you guys are done, he stands up and just walks away. And you're wondering, this is the person who just said I love you.
Yeah.
But at that time, he wasn't the one saying it. These are just chemicals in his bloodstream talking to you. So it's important you know that aspect. So that's not when to know if a man truly loves you or not. Then there's the part of I love you with some sort of commitment. I want you to I want to marry you.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to marry you. I want you to be my wife. I want to spend my life with you. But of course, that I love you doesn't mean that I will take good care of you, or doesn't mean that I really understand what love means.
So at that time, if I get you clearly,
yes,
the man has seen someone he feels that this is in line with what I want for my woman or for my wife, and he just says to this one, I want to tell her now that I love her. Yes,
and many factors can actually influence that. You may have seen somebody who fits his stereotype. Maybe he likes tough people, or he likes robust people. So he's seen that kind of person, or maybe he likes the person and says that this person can actually be my wife, and he says I love you. So it means I want you to be my wife, but it's not going to stop he's an abusive person, he comes from an abusive environment or home, that I love you will not stop him from abusing you. If he's not brought up properly to understand how to take care of your needs and be the man of the house, that's I love you will not stop him from becoming the man and taking care of you and the family. So here now a lot of factors have to come in play. And the factors that influence that kind of I love you would come from things like his family background,
okay,
the culture where he's coming from, his friends, the kind of friends he keeps, and the information he has and the exposure he has. So for some people, I love you is come and be my house help, my cook, and my baby.
Just come and stay in my house
and have my children. So that's just all, and it's just functional. And I love you. They're going to bring you in. You do those duties, and they will continue going outside to have their, other things. So do meet other women and all that. But they're saying I love you, and they actually mean I love you. For some, it's actually functional in terms of, okay, I'll provide for you. I give you all the money. I make sure you're fine, and that's all. And so long as I'm doing that, means that I actually love you. So there was a man who, the children and the wife were accusing him of being too mean. And these are the older generation men, who were, strong pillars of the home, would provide and everything, but, had little emotions, showed little emotions and affection and all that. So, but he said that, but I love my children, I love my family, I love my wife, because I provide for them. That is there anything that they have needed that I did not provide? So that's his own understanding.
So for
of
him,
love.
I love you means provision.
Provision, yes.
Once he's done that, he has loved.
Yes. For him, that's the role of a man. So once he's done that, he's actually showing love.
He's done his bit.
Yeah. So I also want to stress the fact that if the person comes from an abusive environment, then you with the love, with the I love you still get abused.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if he
so he's going to abuse you, maybe give you a slap a couple of times or some slaps and still tell you I love you
yes.
After all that.
And he doesn't see any problem with that because he loves you. In his mind he loves you. So and that he beats you, abuses you, doesn't stop the fact.
So does it mean that I love you for men
you.
is just a word they're using, just a careless statement they're making without thinking about what they're really saying, or without really understanding the effect and how a woman receives those words? Would it be right to say that a lot of men don't really understand, how women understand those words I love you? They're just using that word, in their own understanding and according to their own terms.
Yeah, I would like to conclude this and do my conclusion at the tail end. But to a degree, yes, to a degree, I love you should never from a man should never be taken at face value. If someone says I love you now, and you're thinking in the next 1 year will the person still love me? The only way to find out is actually if in the next 1 year the person still loves you. And all that. So I don't let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
I was talking about the man whose environment affects them, his understanding of love and marriage. Even when he says I love you and he means I want to marry you, that doesn't stop the influence, and impact of his background coming in, and that will determine the way he'll treat you. So in some cases, and this is actually right now it's actually a very small fraction of men who say I love you with the real understanding of what love is, what commitment is, who will be there for you, who will provide for you, who will be a pillar, who will support you no matter what, and all that. And it comes with lots of it comes with information, it comes with maturity, it comes with exposure, so who would not, because you have children, start looking for male children outside, or start thinking of marrying a second wife, So just all that, it comes with a lot of exposure. The start thing is that,
and education.
And education, yes, information. Yeah. The start thing is in our family, in our culture, particularly this is Nigerian setting. In our culture, in our religion, and all that, a lot of emphasis is not laid on the man's responsibility and role when it comes to love and marriage and relationship. So the whole thing is actually put, the whole pressure, the whole responsibility is put on the woman, and the man is actually not expected to do much. And this is a very big problem. And this also affects the way you should take an African man's "I love you." You get. There was a scenario where a case where a man was saying, a man heard that another man beats the wife, and he said, yeah, there's no problem with that so long as he loves her. So this is the understanding of a man.
Loving me means hurting me.
Someone else is beating the wife. And he says, so long as he loves her, he will not kill her.
Oh my God.
So that's, you can imagine that, understand. So that could actually be the love that the guy who's telling you I love you
has for her too, has for his own wife.
Yeah, so this is actually a very nuanced question. It's affected by lots of things. In conclusion, I would say that we should not take "I love you" from a man at face value. We should rather focus on his behavior. Yes, so how is he behaving? Is he truly behaving, as in his behavior showing that he truly loves you? A man says "I love you" and you guys go out while you are dating, and you don't see him go the extra mile to make any sacrifice. Then that should actually raise a red flag in your mind that this guy, does he truly love you? The guy says "I love you" now, then he's not calling you, he's not excited, then does he really love you and all that? So your focus should actually be on his behavior. I know it's very difficult for women. Women are moved by what they hear and all that, but,
and the men know this, so they are using this "I love you" talk to their own advantage.
So but for a woman, you need to understand that the creature you're dealing with is doesn't think the way you do. It's not another woman. So the things you say and the thing he says and the thing you say are different. The way you perceive life and perceive words and perceive thoughts and all that are totally different. So if you want to be on the safe side and not end up hurting yourself, we should focus on the behavior rather than the words. And I talked about the superficial part. Growing up as a young man, I mixed up with young men, and there are just some very outrightly bad ones who know that women value the word "I love you." So when they just want to sleep with a woman, they use that as a weapon to actually get her, as a tool to get her. Once you say I love you," it makes your work easy for you. And once you get what you want, you just go your way.
Just move on.
Just move on
to the next prey.
Yeah. So, and that one, "I love you" is just merely a tool to achieve an end. And "I love you" doesn't go beyond the lips for such category of people. So you be careful. There's a case, real life case, where a girl just was a lot more serious. She was very serious, and she wasn't the kind of girl of easy virtue. So a guy was going after her and wanted, his whole aim was just to sleep with her. And so he saw that, when you're talking friendship, boyfriend, girlfriend, it wasn't going to work. So he now had an approach of trying to say, okay, I love you, I really love you, I want to marry you, and all that. And when he continued that, he was able to break through her inhibitions and all that. And the day he was able to sleep with her, he just moved
on. "I love you" ended.
How's the "I love you" ended? And he just moved on, and he checked and his to-do list. He checked that lady as done and moved on. So, in summary, I love you from a man should not be taken at face value. We should rather focus on the behavior than just the mere words. I love you.
Thank you very much. I know a lot of men are going to be hating on you right now for sharing this secret, these secrets to the world. Seriously, I was hearing a lot of these things for the first time. Honestly, I don't think there are very few men in this world that will tell you these truths. I tell you, see, every young lady out there, please do yourself a favor, listen to this video and share it with every young lady out there. Please, my girls, don't fall for this trap of I love you. Shine your eye, yo, shine your eye. Hey, the truth has been let out of the bag today. The cat is out of the bag finally. You know, so young ladies, on a more serious note, when you're dealing with a man, you really need to put your brains on and watch their actions. Actions should be louder than the words that they're using, especially when they're using this word, I love you. So that's where we're gonna end for today. Do you have any other things to add?
That's basically shine your eyes.
Yes, shine your eyes, my
when
girl.
they're saying I love you, you know, focus on the behavior and
Yeah.
not just the words.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.